Hello everyone, and welcome to History of the Ancient World. Today, we're embarking on a breathtaking journey back in time to explore the vibrant culture and awe-inspiring art of antiquity. Forget dusty textbooks and boring dates. We're going to dive headfirst into the worlds of ancient Greece, Rome, and Egypt, and see how their creativity shaped the world we live in today. From towering pyramids to timeless sculptures, these civilizations left behind a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire us thousands of years later. So, grab your virtual passport, because our adventure into the heart of ancient creativity starts right now. Let's begin our journey in the land of the pharaohs, ancient Egypt. When you think of Egyptian art, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's the colossal pyramids of Giza, the mysterious Sphinx, or the golden mask of Tutankhamun. But Egyptian art was so much more than just treasures for the afterlife. It was a language, a way of communicating their deepest beliefs about life, death, and the divine order of the universe. One of the most striking features of Egyptian art is its incredible consistency. For nearly 3,000 years, their artistic style remained remarkably unchanged. This wasn't because they lacked imagination. It was because their art served a very specific purpose. It was functional. Statues weren't just decorations. They were believed to be homes for the soul, or ka, of the deceased. The intricate hieroglyphs and paintings on tomb walls weren't just stories. They were magical spells and instructions to guide the dead safely into the afterlife. Look at their paintings. You'll notice people are often shown in a composite view. The head in profile, the eye and torso from the front, and the legs again in profile. This wasn't a mistake or a lack of skill. They believed this was the most complete and eternal representation of a person, capturing their essence for all time. Everything had to be clear and permanent. They also used a system called hierarchical scale, where the most important person, usually the pharaoh, was depicted as the largest figure in the scene. It was a visual way of saying, this person is in charge. The colors they used were also symbolic. Green for new life, red for vitality or chaos, and blue for the divine. It was a complex visual code that every Egyptian would have understood. So next time you see Egyptian art, don't just see a picture. Try to read the story it's telling about their eternal quest for order and immortality. Now let's sail across the Mediterranean to ancient Greece, the cradle of Western civilization. If Egyptian art was about permanence and the divine, Greek art was all about celebrating humanity. The Greeks were fascinated by the human form, by logic, beauty, and the ideal. They were the first to truly explore what it meant to be human through their art, and they completely revolutionized it. In the early archaic period, Greek sculpture was quite stiff and formal, a bit like the Egyptian statues that influenced them. Think of the Kouros figures, young athletic men standing rigidly with one foot forward and a faint, enigmatic smile. But then, something incredible happened. During the classical period, a creative explosion took place. Sculptors like Myron, Phidias, and Polykleitos cracked the code of realism. They mastered anatomy. They understood how muscles tense, how fabric drapes, and how a body balances. They introduced contrapposto, that natural S-curve pose where the figure's weight is shifted onto one leg, creating a sense of movement and life that had never been seen before. Suddenly stones seem to breathe. Look at the discobolus, or discus thrower. You can feel the tension in the athlete's body, the coiled energy just moments before release. It's a frozen moment of perfect action. And then there's the Parthenon in Athens. It's more than just a temple, it's the ultimate expression of Greek ideals. Its architect, Ictinus, used incredible mathematical precision and subtle optical illusions. The columns bulge slightly in the middle and lean inward, and the base curves upward. Why? To make the building appear perfectly straight and harmonious to the human eye from a distance. It was designed for the people, to inspire a sense of civic pride and awe in the perfection of the democracy and their gods. The Greeks gave us the ideal of human potential, of balance and beauty, a legacy that artists have been chasing ever since. From the ideals of Greece, we journey to the power and pragmatism of ancient Rome. The Romans were master engineers and administrators, and their art reflects this. While they deeply admired and copied Greek art, they adapted it for their own purposes. If the Greeks idealized, the Romans documented. Roman sculpture is famous for its incredible realism, sometimes called verism. When you look at a bust of a Roman emperor or a wealthy patrician, you're not seeing an idealized godlike figure. You're seeing a real person, wrinkles, warts, and all. You can see the stern gaze of a general, the tired eyes of an old senator, or the ambitious smirk of a young politician. These portraits were about capturing character, lineage, and a person's life story. They were a statement of power and experience. The Romans wanted you to know who these people were and what they had achieved. But the Romans' greatest artistic contributions were arguably in architecture. They were innovators. They perfected the arch, the vault, and the dome, which allowed them to build structures on a scale the Greeks never imagined. Think of the Colosseum. It's a masterpiece of engineering, a massive amphitheater that could hold over 50,000 spectators, with a complex system of corridors and trapdoors. It was built for public entertainment, for the people of Rome. And then there's the Pantheon, my personal favorite. From the outside it looks like a traditional Roman temple. But when you step inside and look up at its magnificent coffered dome, with the oculus open to the sky, it takes your breath away. It's the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world, built almost 2,000 years ago. It's a perfect sphere, a microcosm of the heavens. It was a temple to all the gods, a symbol of the unity and cosmic power of the Roman Empire. Roman art and architecture wasn't just beautiful, it was practical, powerful, and built to last, a testament to an empire that ruled the known world. So as we've journeyed from the eternal stillness of Egypt to the humanistic ideals of Greece and the pragmatic power of Rome, we see that ancient art is so much more than just old statues and ruins. It's a window into the soul of these civilizations. It tells us what they valued, what they feared, and what they dreamed of. The Egyptians sought eternity and order in the face of chaos, and their art was their guide to the afterlife. The Greeks celebrated the beauty and potential of the human mind and body, striving for a perfect, logical ideal. The Romans built an empire on power and practicality, and their art and architecture projected that strength across the world. These ancient cultures laid the foundation for everything that came after. Every time an architect uses a column, every time a sculptor chisels a lifelike form, every time we value realism or idealism in a piece of art, we are feeling the echoes of antiquity. Their legacy is not confined to museums. It's embedded in the very DNA of our culture. They taught us how to see the world, how to represent it, and how to build monuments that defy time. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through the art and culture of the ancient world. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. What's your favorite piece of ancient art? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to History of the Ancient World for more adventures into the past. We'll see you in the next one.